Mr. Chairman, this past election, our democracy was attacked, and our nation's leaders are failing to do our job to find out just exactly how that happened, whether any U.S. persons were responsible, and most importantly, what can we do to make sure we're never in a mess like this again? Because regardless of what side you're on this debate, I'm sure everyone agrees Russia is winning. They're winning right now. They're celebrating the discord and divide in our country. This is exactly what they intended to do. And so people at home, our constituents, they're asking, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let this attack go unanswered? Are you going to allow people who were involved to not be held accountable? Or will you show leadership? Unfortunately, right now, the House Intelligence Committee's investigation is stalled. We were going down a bipartisan investigative road together. We had a productive week last week when we had an open hearing for the FBI Director and Admiral Rogers. We learned about dots that continued to connect Donald Trump, his family, his businesses, and his campaign's personal, political, and financial ties to Russia that were converging at the same time with Russia's interference in our campaign. This evidence, our concerns, were validated by the FBI director confirming that there were counterintelligence and criminal investigations into the president's campaign. Unfortunately, our chairman exited that bipartisan road, and our investigation is stalled. But as members of the Judiciary Committee, we have an opportunity right now to do a small piece of this investigation to understand why, when asked under oath, the Attorney General misled his Senate confirmation panel about prior contacts with Russia. And perhaps just one person in the administration misleading about prior contacts with Russia could be excused with an innocent explanation. I think we're all willing to accept that. However, when you put this in context, you do not see coincidences, you see a pattern of deception. You see the National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn, who lied to the Vice President about his prior contacts with Russia as he was trying to wink and nod that the U.S. policy of sanctions toward Russia would be changed. You see Jared Kushner not disclosing that during his time as a transition team member, and also somebody still associated with Kushner Properties, he was meeting with a sanctioned Russian bank, something that was only disclosed this week when he was asked to provide testimony to the Senate Intelligence Committee. And most disturbing is the President of the United States accused our former president of wiretapping him, a deceitful claim that has been repudiated across the board by every intelligence official who'd have access to his claim. So when you put all of this together, you don't have coincidences. You have a pattern. And what this committee should seek to do is to understand, what does that pattern mean? How does it relate to the attack we saw in our past election? Every jury in America and every courtroom in America is told that if a witness deliberately lies about an important fact in an investigation, you can use that not only as a consciousness of guilt, but you can choose not to believe anything that person says with respect to the investigation. We have a lot of questions for people associated with Donald Trump and his campaign and their ties to Russia, and their ties that are followed by deceit about those ties. And so it's our committee's responsibility to get to the bottom of that. And as Mr. Cicilline said, we have a model of this. After September 11th, our country was attacked. Republicans and Democrats united on the Capitol steps. Arm in arm, they sang, "God Bless America." But what they did after was even more important than that moment of unity. They went to work. They put politics aside. They made important reforms to make sure we'd never be attacked in the skies again, and they had a parallel independent commission. We have a model of how we can work together when our country's attacked, and I hope my colleagues on the other side join us, and I yield back.